my friends, and welcome back to another episode on the Cheeselands server. So, a lot of things have happened. First of all, I have a temporary setup up here, and there's a reason for that. Actually, let me show you what the reason is first, and then I'll get back to it. So, over here, there is a cave, and it is so extensive to the point where there is not only a mine shaft that I've recently discovered, but there's also amethyst. There's also oh gosh, a whole bunch of diamonds, and oh goodness, there's a whole lot going on in that cave. So basically, what I've done off camera is I guess my second base is over there. Spawn is over there. I'm in between, and I got stuck caving. But before I get to all that, I worked on our nether tunnel just a little bit, just to connect it to a spawn portal. And so I've been running back and forth between my area, like my second area, to my first base. So first base, I got all my stuff there already. And while I was getting my dog home, so I had to take my dog home, right? So instead of going through the nether with my dog, I decided, hey, let me just go on foot. And good thing I did, because the first thing I found was there was an emerald right there. So I got that. The time I didn't have an iron pick, I don't think. And I had I only had a stone one. And so I didn't have an iron pick. So I was like, you know what, whatever. And then I went down here, and I think I got a couple iron from here. And then I was like, oh, okay, cool. But then I went back here and started caving again. And oh my goodness, so many things have happened. I have so many clips. So I'm gonna go ahead and show all those clips now, because I have like nether clips. I have running back and forth between my bases clips. I have the caving clips. And so there's so much going on that I was like, whoa, I have found so many diamonds. In fact, if I go over here, you guys might have already caught a glimpse of it, but 10 here. But also, if I go all the way home, I have even more diamonds at home, and they all came from this singular cave. And I'm like shocked, because usually my luck with finding diamonds sucks. Like, I just can't. But yeah, so I went ahead. The thing that I'm struggling with most is finding coal, or more accessible, easy to reach coal, because there's like underwater, there's that one up there that I'll get to eventually, but like down here there's nothing. But anyways, there was like trial chambers, that's what I forgot. So there's also a trial chamber down here. There's a mine shaft over there. So trial chamber is like that way, mine shaft is that way. What is that? Another diamond. I'm getting that. Okay, so this one I'm gonna get on camera with you guys right now. Real time. Whoop. I lost it already. Was not expecting to find even more diamond. But I'll take it. Usually my luck is really terrible, and I can never find them. But they have been such, oh my goodness, they've been such good finds. I am shocked. Okay. Yeah, but my finds with diamonds have been so good. I'm just shocked, because like I said, usually my luck is terrible. I can never find them. But there have been so many. And then down at this lava pool, there was like a waterfall, and following that waterfall, it led to an amethyst area, and I was like, yo. And so I got some of those as well. But I read that you need silk touch in order to collect the actual amethyst like clusters, so don't have that. I did get obsidian though, because I want to make another portal at my base. Oops, that was an accident. Yeah, I want to make another portal at my base, and maybe even one here, honestly. Honestly, what stops me from making a nether portal down here as well? Like, why not? But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna run the clips through, you guys, and show you because, oh goodness, it's been quite the experience. Which means, yes, this is gonna be more of a talky episode. And yes, that means you get to see a lot more caving. And this time it's actually a really good cave, so yeah. But anyways, so I will be right back. Alright, so I'm back. This time I'm actually editing the video, and oh my goodness, when I say I have a lot of clips, I really underestimated how many clips I had, because I had about like 4 hours worth of footage just from my recording session. So yeah, needless to say, I feel like this episode is definitely one that's going to be better to listen to instead of actually watch, because there's just a lot going on. But anyways, yeah, 4 hours worth of footage that I had to cut, edit, decide what to keep, decide what to get rid of. And for the ones that I did keep, I actually just sped up. Some of the clips are like ×3 speed, but most of them are ×5 speed. So yeah, again, better to listen to than to actually watch, I feel like, because at least while I was editing it, I was starting to get a headache, and I was like, oh my goodness, I just can't imagine how this might be on YouTube. But I didn't want to leave too many things out. I still wanted to include some of my, like, for example, even this clip had like the little blue guy flying around, and I was like, what is that? So yeah, long story short, I was just running between bases, going through the nether, like working on the nether tunnel, getting my animals back and stuff like that, and then caving at the end. So yeah, I've actually done a lot of work, and I was quite productive, so pretty proud of myself for that. As far as editing goes, it took me forever, mostly because I was busy in real life, and like we've had a couple of events going on. Like, for example, we had Friendsgiving, and we had Christmas play practices, so like just a lot of things going on in the background as well. But you know what? It's been fun. It's been fun. And on top of that, the free time that I did have, I ended up reading with my friends, because we have like a little small book club. And so this time we were actually reading Project Hail Mary and finished it. And honestly, that was a pretty good book. Sci-fi book. I didn't expect to like it. But I gave it a solid like 8.5 out of 10. And I say 8.5, but that's only because I'm very like nitpicky about which books I give 10 stars to. Like, for example, I'm a huge Tolkien fan, and I love all the Lord of the Rings. I've read the Silmarillion, I've read The Hobbit. I have multiple copies actually of the books and everything, but like even for Lord of the Rings, it's like I don't give it a 10 stars. I give it like a 9.5. So don't like take 8.5 criticism too deeply for Project Hail Mary, because it's simply just my rating scale is that critical. So yeah. Aside from that, I will say, before Project Hail Mary, we read Prison Healer, and oh my goodness, I really did not enjoy that book. I'm gonna be completely honest. In my opinion, it was so hyped on social media that it was so disappointing to actually read, and I really couldn't get into it. Like, it was so, I don't know how to even explain it. It was just too predictable. It felt like too YA, but at the same time, I couldn't really recommend it to a younger audience because of some swears and stuff like that. And so it's like, who's your target audience, really? And because of that, like, it just, I don't know, it wasn't just my type of book. Like, the only thing I liked about Prison Healer were the water trial and the fire trial. I was so annoyed with the earth trial. Spoilers, by the way, but it was so underwhelming. And I was expecting one thing, but that thing didn't happen, and I was like, what do you mean it didn't happen? Anyway, so before that, what do we read before that? I think we read the Lucanius trilogy, and that's another really good book. I think the first book was like an 8.5 as well. Second book I liked a little bit less because it had a lot of flashbacks, and it was just so draining to read, because it's like, oh, you got to keep up with this flashback, you got to keep up with that flashback. It's like, what's going on? At the same time, it felt like too information heavy, so I didn't feel like it was the best. But then the third one was really good as well. So overall, Lacanius trilogy, very good. I've heard that Will of the Many is even better, and actually Strength of the Few, which is the sequel for it, came out a few days ago, which is very awesome to know about. And my friends are currently reading that. And I'm like, man, I need to catch up and actually read Will of the Many, because I have not. So, yeah. As far as this video is going, right now I'm literally just working on the tunnel that connects my portal to the spawn portal, just so that it's more accessible, more safer to travel across. The reason why I did half slabs on the floor and, you know, mostly everywhere is just so mobs don't spawn on it. Oh, and my cat jumped up to say hi. So I don't know if you guys can hear her in the recording, but yeah, she's in my lap now. So anyways, I just didn't want mobs to spawn on the tunnel itself because I figured that it would be very annoying to deal with them, and I'm like, you know what, let me just invest some extra time and make it more spawn proof. This part's kind of like very like underwhelming. It's literally just me building. And actually, I think, yeah, my pick already broke here. And so I was just mining the netherrack by hand, which I thought was funny. Eventually, I do end up making a pick. And I think that's in the next clip after this one, I think. But I found it funny. I'll comment on that one as soon as we get there. But yeah, I realized I messed up, and then I was being shot by a ghast. And honestly, I did not even hear it. I was like, where am I being shot from? And yeah, almost died again. Oh, okay. I think this is the clip where I make a shovel. Or not a shovel, a pick. But the funny thing about it is, for whatever reason, I made a wooden pick, forgetting that I literally had cobble on me. And I was like, bruh. Also, I didn't know where this tunnel led to, and it actually led to nowhere, but there was a door, so I'm like, you know what, let me just, might as well make cobble slabs on there as well. So, yeah, it's been quite an interesting journey. After the wooden pick breaks, that's where I'm like, oh my goodness, I could have just made a stone pick at least. So, live and learn, really. I don't know why I didn't make a stone shovel, or, I keep saying shovel. I don't know why I didn't make a stone pick immediately. I goofed. I really goofed on that one. But yeah, here I'm like trying to figure out how to make the ceiling, like how I continued it, because I literally forgot how I was making the nether tunnel. Eventually, I want to go back and like pretty this up and make it like much better looking and everything. But like for now, it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear my cat purring, but she's like. She's like, oh, there goes my microphone. I keep having this problem where my microphone keeps falling, and that's because it's like not a standing microphone. It's long story short, my microphone isn't like a standing microphone. I don't have a boom arm or anything. It's just a little mini mic. Actually, that's exactly what it's called. It's a mass drop mini mic, and so it attaches to my headphones, and yeah, it keeps falling because every time I move a little too much, the Velcro parts just pop off and it falls. Eventually, I do want to buy a microphone with a boom arm and everything, but that's going to have to be sometime in the future because I don't want to just buy a microphone and have it be laying around and not being used. But anyways, yeah, I kept dying in the nether. I think this is the part where I was finally almost done with moving everything to my first base, and then I realized I made a critical mistake. You'll see in just a second why it was a critical mistake. Right about here. Yeah. So I had my spawn set at my first base, because I was going to do like quick travel. But guess what? Because I kept respawning, or because I kept clicking the bed out of habit, I kept respawning at the second base, and I was like, bruh. And then I couldn't remember if dogs would travel to you or would teleport to you if you died. And I didn't want to risk it. First, I was thinking, oh, let me go through the nether. But then I thought about it. And I'm like, I shouldn't do that. So let me just go on foot. So I ended up going on foot and saw that there was an emerald on the side of the mountain. And I was like, oh, let me mine it. And then I'm like, wait, I don't think I can mine it with a stone pickaxe. Like, let me get it iron. Then I saw another emerald piece. And I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah, I need a pick for this. So got some iron, started making a little temporary base. And then I went caving for a very long time because it was such a good cave. I was shocked. Like, I literally don't have any luck with caves, really. And so finding a very good cave, like this is my second cave on the server that I found. And on my second try, I found a really good one. And like I mentioned, I don't know if it was because of an update or because it was just my luck. I don't know. But I came out of it with like 32 diamonds, which was amazing. And this was before exploring the mine shaft as well. And yeah, now that I said that, I will be exploring the mine shaft in the next episode. I actually recorded the intro for that as well already. You'll see it. But next episode it's gonna be pretty special, in my opinion, and I'm looking forward to it. And you guys will see why it's special. But yeah, going back to books though, like I've had some really good reads this year, honestly. I feel like the only bad read I've had was like Prison Healer, pretty much. Again, I just thought it was overhyped. I thought it was too, like, I don't know. It felt like she didn't know who the target audience was, and because of that, it, like, the book suffered. It had so much great potential, and I really liked the general plot of what was going on, but I didn't like the execution of it, and it felt like it needed just some more editing to be done before it was released, but, you know, so, like, I don't know. It just didn't meet my expectations. That's all I can really say about it. But another book that we read was Defy the Night, and honestly, that was pretty decent. Like, in the YA genre, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. It felt like a stereotypical YA, but I did like the plot of it. I did like the plot twists. Well, one part that really annoyed me was they were spending so much time talking on supposedly a mission that was very important and urgent, and I was like, why are you guys wasting time talking when you should be going? Like, what are you doing? So yeah, that part really annoyed me. But another book that I enjoyed was Eye of the World, which is part of the Wheel of Time series, and that series in general is a 9 out of 10 for me. I only got to book 5, which is called Fires of Heaven, but that series is constantly on my mind, and I can't wait to continue reading it. Let's see, what else have I read? We have read Mistborn together, and that I would give like an 8 out of 10. I didn't really like how the romance was written, but you know what? The rest of the plot made up for it, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very interesting book, and it's also in the fantasy genre, which I love. That being said, Brandon Sanderson, the author of the book, he is one of my go-to authors that I usually read. I like his Sunlit Man one that was somewhat recently released. That one I thought had a bit of a rushed ending, but otherwise I really enjoyed the whole plot of it. I really enjoyed Tress of the Emerald Sea, which is another standalone, and I enjoyed the Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England. I believe that's the title. It's a very lengthy title, but it's a really good book, and that is like 9.8 for me out of 10, which says a lot. So I really enjoyed that one, and I actually want to reread it, so we'll see if I get to it. But I also want to reread the Lord of the Rings books. I also want to reread Caraval, which is another great read. It's like 9.5 out of 10 for me as well. So yeah, I have a lot of books that I've read, but even more books that I want to read. So we'll see. I might do another video in the future where I update you guys and say what else I've read and what else I've like enjoyed reading, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know what my book club's next read is going to be. Personally, I think my next read is going to be the Magisterium series by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. I'm already on book 3 and I am enjoying that series a lot more than I thought I would, which, you know, is a very pleasant surprise. Another book on my TBR is The Odyssey with Emily Wilson's translation, so I'm very looking forward to that one. I found it at a thrift store for like $4. Amazing. I already love just everything about it without getting into it. Oh, and another book that I need to actually finish reading is Divine Rivals. I started reading it like a year ago, got halfway through, and then just got distracted by other books, so I haven't been able to finish it. And my friend really, really wants me to read it, and I want to read it, so maybe I'll be trying to finish that book soon, but I'm gonna have to reread it. So, anyways, that's where I'm at right now with my books. As far as the videos going, I think in this next clip I'm taking my dog home and end up, you know, getting into a stare down with the Enderman, taking him on, and getting a grass block from him. And here is when I am passing by Lay's and Cheese's area and get my dog in the boat and then get him home. So he's no longer in the temporary base. He's now chilling at my first base, or at least he will be in just a couple seconds. So 3, 2, 1. Yep, there we go. And then I go back to caving. So still on, like, still exploring and everything. And yes, that is a trial chamber right near it. So this cave literally has everything. It has what do you call it? It has a mine shaft, it has a trial chamber, it has an amethyst geode, so it literally everything, which is what makes it a very fun cave to explore, and also, again, getting a lot of diamonds from it, so always a plus, always a plus. I actually am making a short of all my diamond finds, so stay tuned for that, or maybe at this point I've already posted it. I don't know. I really don't know when I'm going to post this video in comparison to when I'm going to post that short, but, you know, maybe you guys already seen it, maybe you guys haven't, and so if you haven't already, then, you know, stay tuned. And let me just mention it now, it is very hard to record non-stop, or not really to record non-stop, but to record voiceover non-stop. So props to people who are able to just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, because I clearly cannot do that constantly. But yeah, here is like about where I find the mine shaft and point it out. And then we run into some more mobs as I run around and just light up the area. For me, when I go caving, I think my priority tends to be focusing on lighting everything first and then going exploring. So yeah, but then I always get distracted by ores and stuff. And again, more diamonds. So just another clip to add to my shorts. And again, maybe you guys already seen it, maybe I haven't posted it yet. I don't know. I am hoping to get this episode out as soon as possible though. The editing took forever already and I want it to be out now. Also, there's a dancing spider. It literally just took a few seconds just to watch it spin around. But yeah, anyways, continuing on. I think we're almost done with the episode. I think there's only like about 5 minutes left. And I think a little bit less than that for the voiceover, because I think I just go underneath the cave. Yeah, okay. So this is the part where I just go on to the bottom level of the cave and find some more diamonds. I dig around, make a little staircase kind of, and try to make a better staircase, but it kind of fails. And then I just, you know, decide to go ahead and jump down instead, and well, I will be jumping down. There we go. Now I jump down. Okay. So yeah, so I saw that there were diamonds and I'm like, oh snap, okay, let me collect those as well. And there was another one across the lava lake. But the thing is, there were so many bats that kept dying to the lava and they were like burning up, and it's like, rest in peace, rest in peace. For some reason, bats are really attracted to the lava and keep flying into it. But anyways, yeah. I think around this point I discovered that there is Oh, actually, here's what got cut out. What got cut out was the fact that I found, or not that I found. I was digging obsidian, and then I find the amethyst geode, and I was like, "Yo, this is cool!" Like this is the first time that I saw amethyst, like that I found on my own, I should say, because I saw amethyst before, but it wasn't me who found them first, and so finding it out in the wild was kind of a big moment for me, and I was really excited to see that. But yes, found another diamond in the ceiling and decided to go for those. Of course, I'm collecting all the redstone as well, even though I'm not much of a redstoner. But yeah, got those diamonds, and then actually, where did I end the episode? Huh. Or rather, where do I start talking again? I don't know. But I think that's in a few minutes. I made a little staircase back up because I needed one. And then I don't know where I'm going right now, actually. This is kind of hard. Oh yeah, this is where I discovered that it was a trial chamber. Even though like I saw it and I had a feeling that it was a trial chamber, I just didn't know it for sure until I got the achievement. So yeah. Oh, and this is where I go find the squid, the glowing squid. Even though I like already picked up some glowing squid ink, I didn't actually see them. And so now it's like, oh yeah, I get to see them. And of course, the water is right behind the iron, which was really annoying to gather. But that's okay. So anyways, I think I go back down as well later on. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, I respawn. That's what I do. Okay, so we're almost there. We're almost there. And I think this is where we end, I think. Hold on. Yeah. So I go explore this part a little bit more and find some more diamonds, and then that's where I go ahead and call it. So I will be right back with you in just a second. That's gonna have to do it for this episode. What I'm gonna do off camera, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and finish taking all the stuff to my base and then come back and maybe continue caving. So we'll see. But for now, that's gonna have to do it for this episode. Thank you very much for all watching, and I hope you've enjoyed, because this has been very random find, and I'm so glad and so happy and so excited that that I got to have this little caving experience, because very rare do I get a good cave when playing in Minecraft. So I don't know, maybe it's more common now since the cliffs and caves update. Well, yeah, caves are more common, yes, but like a good cave that has like everything in it. Wild. Absolutely wild. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time as soon as I finish getting all this redstone. There we go. Okay. I will see you next time. So, thank you very much. Bye.